guys, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing this cute Louis Vuitton set, which is actually a recreation of this. It came out way cuter and way better now that I'm a little bit more experienced. So stay tuned for the tutorial / watch me work, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. So we're going to start out with a clean and sterilized cuticle pusher. Even though this is called a cuticle pusher and everybody says you're pushing back the cuticles, you're exposing the cuticles. The cuticle is the dead skin that's left on the nail plate that we're going to buff off. What we're actually pushing back is the eponychium. So cuticle softeners, all that stuff is actually a eponychium softener. That's what we're pushing back, that skin that we're pushing back to expose the cuticle. And the cuticle is that dry, dead skin that's left on the nail plate. And I want you guys to keep in mind that everything looks more rigorous because it is sped up, but I promise this is on a very low speed. I'm not burning or hurting her in any way. So this is the nail glue I use. I get it from Sally's. It has a lot in the tube and it has like this clog proof thing in the top that I love. This nail glue lasts me a very long time, so I highly recommend it. I think it's only like $3. It's more expensive on Amazon, but if you go to your local Sally's, it's way cheaper. So now I'm just going to cut the tips. I'm just cutting the number off of them because she said that I have free range to do whatever length I want. So I was like, bet. I wanted to do these long because I feel like long nails you can do way more designs with, you know, spice it up, do different things. I cut my nail tips with scissors. Some people use the nail tip cutter. I don't really like it, the ones that I've tried. Maybe I need to try a different one, but I like using scissors to cut my nail tips. So what I'm doing here is called scoring the sides of the nail files so I don't cut her while I'm shaping.
Pdub cooking.
What I'm doing here is just flipping the hand upward so I can view it from my angle and just get a super sharp, crisp shape, get the tip really flat and even so that all of them are a nice coffin or square, whatever shape I choose to do. Now I'm just blending the tip into the natural nail where that line is. I'm just making it a little bit more seamless, and then I buff out the tips as well. I just feel like it makes the acrylic adhere better to the tip than leaving it shiny. Some people leave it shiny. I don't know if it's a preference or if you have to, but this is just what I do. So when I do my dehydrator and primer, I do one hand at a time. So I'll do one hand and then I'll do the base acrylic and everything on one hand, and then I'll go to the next hand and dehydrate and prime it, just because, you know, people like to use their hand and I hate when I prime it and then it gets lint and everything all over it. So I just do one hand at a time. So the clear that I'm using is actually a Mia Secret clear. I just have it in this container because the container for the Mia Secret is like a big one and I don't want to work out of that. So I just put it in this little one, and I apply a clear base down before I do any colored acrylic or the design. And these paper towels, y'all, let me tell you, these paper towels are the truth. These are like oil paper towels. You can find them in the car section at Walmart. I use these, or I use Viva paper towels, and they're great. They take out any excess product or anything like that. I feel like that's also a really important necessity while doing nails, just having a good paper towel to wipe off extra product and stuff so your application is very smooth.
cooking.
So I don't really have a particular method on application of my acrylic. I just put it on there and then I'll go back and fill in wherever is needed. Don't feel bad if you have to go back and fill in. That's perfectly fine. It's okay. You don't want to have a spot that has too much, a spot that has too little. So you just want to try to get it even, whether you get it all in one bead or you get it in multiple, or you have to go back and add in. So here I'm doing a marble nail and I'm gonna end up wiping it off because it doesn't come out how I want to, and that's perfectly fine. Also, don't feel like you have to get things perfect. The marble wasn't coming out how I wanted. I had too much white, so I just wiped it off.
Pdub cooking.
So right here I'm just crisping up the smile line for the French, just making sure that it's a very precise line that is going to be between the white and the nude. So something that I did learn, it is very important that you buff the nail out before you go in with the e-file. It helps get that white off and get the line a little bit more crisp before you go in with the e-file. I don't know why, I don't know how to explain it, but it just makes it a lot easier. So make sure you buff as much off as you can with your hand file before you go in with your e-file. I know you guys see that I have two files, so the file I just used to buff off the acrylic was a 80/80 grit, a rougher grit file, and then I also have a 100/180, I believe is the other file, and I use that to just smooth it out after going over it with the e-file and then touch up on the sides. So the bit I'm using is a fine bit, I believe. I alternate between fine and extra fine. I like these better than the safety bits. The safety bits have a rounded top. I just feel like you can't really get in there and seal as well with those. But I really do recommend those for beginners. If you're scared to use the e-file and you're scared and worried about cutting someone, those are great for beginners. But as you progress and get better with handling it, I do recommend you get the regular barrel bits. So to clean off the nails, I just use alcohol and this little scrubber thing to remove any residue that's around the nails or on the nails. I used to have people wash their hands, but I also learned that soaps sometimes can leave like oils and stuff on the nail that might mess up with the gel top coat. So the brightness started to get really bad here. I'm just going to explain what I'm doing. I am putting a foil transfer gel around the French, the white part of the French only. You don't want to get it on the nude part unless you want the design there as well. I also put it on the ring finger. Then I cured it, and then I'm placing the foil on her nail. I'm really rubbing it in there. I use my scissors. Sometimes you can use these little silicone things to like really press it in there, but you want to make sure you really rub the design in there, and then you're going to remove it and you have the design. Alright, so now I'm just applying some cuticle oil. For anybody worried about it touching her skin, I do clean the hands off with alcohol, as I stated earlier, so her fingers are clean. Alright, so this is how the set came out. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys for watching. Comment below if you have a specific video you want to see, and like, comment, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on so you can be tuned in for more. Bye guys.